Hello, and welcome to this session on project collaboration with Autodesk 360. Before we get started, for those who are new, this is just a little bit about A2K Technologies. We are a leading firm specializing in providing products and services in the design technology space. Having over 150 staff, we are spread predominantly across Australia and New Zealand, which results in us being the largest Autodesk Platinum partner for this region. A2K has a diverse and experienced team across the entire business, but this being a technical session, I'd like to make particular note of the technical team. All technical staff are industry experienced, typically specializing in one or two areas, which results in having a diverse level of knowledge across the entire team. When you think about design, the result of this process ultimately ends up producing something, whether that be a consumable, or the roads we drive on, or the buildings we live in. But when you also think about the design itself and its processes, you might also be thinking about the teams of people who are working on the projects. So take a moment to think about everything that is involved in taking a project from concept through to reality. The design software industry has typically served this target audience, the designers and engineers. But when you think about it, there are all kinds of other people that contribute to executing the whole project. And all of these people use different tools, and all of those tools create different artifacts and different kinds of data. And all the conversations, activities, and decisions that happen, which if they are even captured at all, create even more stuff to keep track of. Dealing with all this information can be time-consuming and in most cases inefficient. What's been missing from the design process is a good backbone to the infrastructure that manages all this. Autodesk A360 has been developed to give people access to all the data, projects, and people that they work with on a daily basis. It provides a centralized workspace for design and engineering projects and acts as a platform for general project collaboration, as well as other Autodesk cloud-based services such as some of the existing A360 design, analysis, and rendering tools. This workspace is also accessible on just about any device at any time, whether it be desktop or mobile devices such as tablets or phones. The mobile platforms currently supported are iOS and Android. So let's take a look at the new Autodesk 360 platform. A360. It places the project at the center of the workflow. It connects people, centralizes data access regardless of the primary design tool, and records activities all in a single location. It organizes and provides access to all project information, not just design data. And it offers a simplified and easily accessible user experience on every device, bringing this information to the full project team. It's not just for designers, but for everyone, available anywhere, at any time, and on any device. A360 comes in a number of flavors. A360 Drive is the free Autodesk file storage service which has been available for a number of years now. This was the previously named A360. It has very limited functionality compared to the other flavors, but still serves as a great file sharing tool. A360 Free is the new A360. It contains a number of the newer features such as limited project management for personal use. As you can see, it has limited storage capacity and only allows for a single project at a time. A360 Team builds on the free A360 by providing more storage and unlimited projects. It is the corporate portal for all team members to engage with the projects. And A360 Enterprise opens the door to integration with existing enterprise systems. Note that Enterprise is currently not available with the year 2016 release expected. A360 users are classified into a number of roles. The first group is for team. Team roles are specific to the overall portal. There is the team owner, who controls the entire A360 account. The team administrator, who manages the users and projects, and the team members, who are regular users that can join projects. When getting down to the project level, there are project owners, who are the project administrators, project moderators who manage the project, and the project contributors who are external users such as consultants and contractors who need to contribute to the project. To make the distinction clear, team members are internal staff and project contributors are external users. When first logging into an A360 hub, the user is presented with their dashboard. Looking more like a social media service, the dashboard provides the user with the most up-to-date information. From here, the user can start drilling down to project-specific information. At the project level, information such as design files, scheduled engagements, and other communications can be accessed. In essence, it's a mini hub. All project data, whether it be 2D or 3D, documents, photos, etc., can be uploaded into an organized data repository. Built-in viewers will allow the viewing of over 100 different common file formats, all without having to leave the A360 environment. Models can be viewed using Autodesk's new and powerful model viewer. A list of project members can be viewed. We covered these different roles in a previous slide. The project's calendar will facilitate the scheduling of meetings and events, among other types of entry. The A360 calendar can then be linked into your regular email calendar, ensuring you always have immediate access to both your personal and A360 appointments. And the wiki is a simple location for the documentation of project-related information. This could be a place to capture minutes of meetings, to-do lists, or any other fluid information which all team members need to have ready access to. A360 will also have deeper integration with Autodesk design authoring tools. Products include Fusion 360, which is already available, and Collaboration for Revit, which is currently North America only, but will be released in the ANZ market in time. The A360 platform provides the mechanism for other modules that extend the design capability to now be built on top. To enhance the platform, Autodesk has been developing a brand new model viewer built specifically for A360. Without even needing to download any software or browser add-ons, other users such as clients will be able to effortlessly access design files through their web browser. Thanks to over 100 file formats being supported, models from leading software developers, not just Autodesk, can be accessible. When users are reviewing models, comments can be added directly to the model elements to ensure the design process remains as seamless as possible, with additional markup capabilities coming in the near future. The next time the model is opened by another user, those same comments will become immediately visible. And lastly, all model metadata is searchable. This provides rich interaction with the project files, bringing visuals and data together as a single experience. You've no doubt seen or currently use various file sharing services, and these are great if all you need to do is share files with the project team. A360, though, provides the same simplicity of those other file sharing services, but with the added muscle to interact with your designs in more meaningful ways. Let's now take a live look at how all this comes together. We are looking at the A360 user interface through a web browser. As you can see, we're currently on our All Projects tab. When we move up to the top right-hand corner, we can access our user account details. This location contains a list of all the hubs that we are connected to. You can currently see that I'm connected to the A2K Technologies hub as well as my own personal hub. To the left of my profile button is the notifications. This contains a list of all the old and current notifications that I've received. You can see the only outstanding notification that I have is currently highlighted in orange. We can select one of the project links to take us to that project's homepage. To the left are links that take us back to the homepage, to where the data is stored, the people that are currently connected into this project, the calendar, and any wiki pages that you need to access. In the center is the activity feed. This contains a list of all the activities that are currently being undertaken for this project. Let's scroll down to the bottom until we get to the very first activity. As you can see, I've taken it upon myself to start the project. After the project was started, the lead architect was then invited into this project. After the lead architect accepted the invitation to join the project, they went to the calendar and started a kick-off meeting. They then invited the lead engineer and myself to join. At a later stage, the lead engineer was invited to the project, and we can already see that they've started uploading some project files. Scrolling back towards the top of the activity feed, we can see the subsequent activities that happened since then. On the right-hand side, we have a recents list. This contains a list of recent file uploads and calendar activities. Coming across to the Data tab, we can see the folder structure where the file uploads are stored. Selecting the Revit Models folder takes us to those Revit files so that we can see what files have been uploaded for those particular file types. Going back to the activity feed, we're going to scroll down the list until we get to the lead engineer's upload of the structural model. Selecting that particular file will open up the model viewer and start loading that project file. As we can see, this model is not just static, it is interactive. Note that the performance of the model is quite good, especially considering this is within a web browser. The model viewer has been designed to handle massive data sets, so opening up those large project files shouldn't be an issue. Towards the right-hand side of the model, you can see some comment tags. These comment tags match up with the tags as noted over on the left-hand side where you can see the comments. When selecting the comment tags from the list, the model is reorientated around to represent the model as it was when that comment was saved. You'll notice that the objects are also highlighted. That's because these particular comments have been noted as an object comment. Selecting comment number 5 once again reorientates the model to show us the context. You'll note in this case that the comment is actually pointing to the top of the object rather than the center. That's because this type of comment is a point comment and allows us to pick an arbitrary location along an object as its reference. Over on the tabs on the left, we have a version tab. This will show us all past versions and the current version for this model. Over on the left is also a search tab. This allows us to put in keywords in order to find those objects based on the object's metadata. In this case, we'll use the word girder because this is a known property as part of a Revit model. Once the search is finished, you can see the found objects have now been isolated in the model view. We can confirm this by turning on the Properties palette and then selecting an object. As you can see, this object has the word girder in it. As we hover the cursor over the search results, those objects are then highlighted in the view. If we select those objects, then the model view zooms into the object. Going back to the activity feed now, we're going to scroll back to the top of the list and select one of those featured files. This happens to be an aggregated model of all disciplines for the project. This project contains a lot more information and therefore takes a little bit longer to load. But once it's loaded, you can see there that the performance is much the same as the structural model that was previously opened. This project also shares some similar characteristics, such as the comments that are listed over on the left-hand side. This Revit project, when it was uploaded into A360, also had some sheet views generated as part of that Revit project. You can see that those sheet views have been generated into interactive views as listed on the left. Selecting the sheet view will open it up, and it now becomes an interactive view. You can see the fidelity of the view is retained as this is a vectorized view. This model also contains some comments that are related back to these sheet views. You can see, despite being on a different sheet, when we select the comment, it takes us to the correct sheet, zooms in, and shows us that object. You'll notice that these objects are also modeled objects, so that we can select them as well. Let's now move over to the mobile application. You can see here that the interface is very similar to that of the web browser. Let's take a moment to scroll through the activity feed until we get to the structural model that we opened up previously. Browsing the model is very similar to other mobile applications. We simply pinch to zoom, and using two fingers we can drag to pan. Zooming into the middle of the building now, we can use the joystick in the bottom right-hand corner to allow us to walk through the model. Using the side menu, we can access the drawing sheets. When we select a sheet and then zoom in once again using a pinching action, we can see there that we have the same high fidelity resolution as though we were working in the design application itself. Going back to the 3D model, we'll now access the comments. Notice it has the same comment numbering as what it had when viewing through the web browser. We can simply select these comments and the model will reorientate itself to show us the object in question and highlight it. And of course, when you're out in the field, you can add a comment which will then be relayed back to those in the office. If you would like to give A360 team a go, you can head over to www.autodesk360.com and sign up for a 30-day trial. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact us.